Hi, everybody. It's Beans and Notes. Today is February 28th, 2024. Welcome to the Coffee Couch Chat Hour. Today's topic is about coffee. We'll be talking about other things through the other ones, but today is coffee. Specialty coffee versus regular versus gourmet. And how to get the best tasting coffee you can get for your buck. All right, without further ado, let's get going. Lord Jesus, help me do this without rabbit trailing. Get to the point, get the most out of the least. So, coffee is an international food beverage. Okay, what's considered to some people, what is considered coffee to some people would be considered mud water, quote unquote, or this would put hair on my chest to others. My ex-wife, who came with me back to America with me over 20 years ago. It was about 2006, I think 2005, around there. And when she had a cup of Joe, American Joe, she looked at me and said, "This ain't coffee, it's mud water." At the time, I wasn't even drinking coffee. So, and she's drinking regular coffee, the stuff you buy from the store. You see, my ex-wife came from Ethiopia. She drank espresso out of this, the Mako cup pot. My buddy Marcus gave this to me. Thanks, Marcus. The coffee definitely is butt kicking there. I'm still learning how to use it. Now, other people would say, especially back then, because I don't think specialty coffee and espresso was big. Coffee from here is like, oh, that put hair on my chest. I can use a little for my head. But all kidding to the side. So before I go any further, let's talk about the industry of coffee and corporations. One has a fish on it, or so-called fish, and the other one had a double name. Now it has one name of the letters, okay? The corporations, okay? They're not concerned about you and the coffee you drink. They are not giving you coffee. It's sugared milk water. Coffee, I'm rabbit trailing. Here we go. In these stores, or in the stores in general, have been roasted at least a year before you get to taste it. It's old. And if you want to do an experiment, take a piece of bread, keep it wrapped up if you want to, and leave it out at room temperature for a year, then eat it if you don't have mold on it. And taste it, compare to fresh bread and what it tastes like. Coffee's the same thing. Okay, you got to understand, America was founded on family-owned businesses. IBM was family-owned. Walmart's, all these places. They just got corrupt with money. There's nothing wrong with making money as a business owner. That's part of why I'm doing this, okay? But it's not to rip people off. It's to bless people. So let's talk about coffee beans. This is the leftover grinds. This is what most people buy, the powder. Okay, coffee grinds. Now, the coffee beans, I should have had this brought out already. This one here is, sorry, this is off the cuff. This one here is the Honduras one, which I love, completely love. It's awesome coffee, and I never drank coffee. Okay? Especially roasted coffee to order. This coffee is great coffee. All right. The other ones, I can't multitask that good, is the leftover beans I had from the Cowboy blend, which is great too, especially blend. This one is very dark, as you can see. Okay, actually, Most of them are medium dark. This one's definitely dark. It does have a chocolate flavor to it. This is a gourmet coffee. It's not the same as the specialty. Nowhere near it. Specialty coffee is better. When I opened a bag of my specialty coffee, it reminded me of when I was a kid with my mom and my dad on Sunday mornings. My dad reading the Sunday paper, my mom making fried eggs and doing the percolator with coffee. Okay, back then I don't think it was specialty, because whatever it was, Maxwell House, Hillsmore, I don't remember. The whole house had that smell of roasted coffee. It smelled so good. Open this up. On a scale 1 to 10, this had a 5. And 10 being the highest, the specialty coffee has a 10. So that tells me the roasting process is different. And this is not as fresh as the coffee I have in here. Okay, the Honduras. Let me get this out of my way. I'm sorry about that. So how long does roasted coffee beans last, you're asking me? I might be interested. Oh, I'm glad you are. And if you're not, I have another way for you to get your fresh coffee, to get the best taste you can ever get for coffee. And you might be saying, well, it's okay. Well, you know what? What if you tweaked it and got it to be, man, this is good stuff? Wouldn't that be better? That's just a question I ask. You might as well go for it, right? What do you got to lose? I don't have time. We'll show you all that in a minute. All right, so keeping the coffee beans fresh, you want to keep them and don't let them get exposed with light, heat, or air, because that will give it quick oxidation. I roast my own beans. I don't leave beans in the roaster. That's the reason why I do that. If you have a coffee shop, they're probably going to keep beans in because they're hopping, no pun intended, and they got to be busy. Okay? And probably most coffee shops go through 100 pounds of coffee a week. I don't even do that in a month. Okay, so here's what I want to share with you. I'm going off my script already. Beans and Notes and the coffee roaster that I'm dealing with are selling. I'm going to be selling coffee freshly roasted to order. What is today? Wednesday. You ordered coffee today. More than likely, because the roaster's out west, it'll be roasted today and maybe shipped out today. So let me see, what's today? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So maybe you'll have the coffee by the end of the week or the beginning of next week, which is okay, because when coffee beans get roasted, it takes at least 3 days for them to degas. So it's going to take 3 days for you to get it. That's through the post office anyway, by the way. Okay? So now you got fresh beans. Here you go. Or fresh grounds, however you look at it. Okay? Fresh. There is a difference. If you don't believe me, take a roast beef sandwich or whatever you eat, let it sit out for a day or two, and make a fresh one at the same time you're going to eat the other one after a day or two. And tell me which one tastes better. Yes, if you're starving, that stale sandwich is going to be gourmet. No pun intended. All right, so with that being said, to get your best out of your coffee beans after they're roasted is up to 2 to 3 months that you still have your maximum taste of coffee and whatever that flavor may be. Now, if you're buying it from the store, well, that's not happening, because the coffee's in the store. First of all, the store's not buying it from a roaster. They're buying it from a warehouse. So you're looking at least a year, maybe. And that's even with your mainstream big coffee shops that we talked about, the corporation ones. Remember the two that I was talking about? Same thing. Your coffee already lost power and lost flavor. Boom, right off the bat. So you're not going to know the difference for the most part. I'm being real, okay? And that's not to knock you. These are the things that happen with coffee. That's why I want to encourage you to try some new coffee. Check it out. And if I know you, I'll give you free samples, okay? Plus, we're family owned. Plus, we're pro America. So, let's get this. Let me go into what I was. So, last year in December, I said, you know what? I need to go out and start investigating coffee out there, see what it tastes like. So, I know what my competitors are. So, I went to two different places. One place was about 20 minutes from me, and the other one was about a half an hour, 35 minutes from me. Okay. In the same general vicinity. So the one place I went, had the coffee, I tasted. Not it wasn't in a coffee mug. It was in a cup. And I do honey. I love honey. I do. Oh my gosh. It was so bitter, so nasty. I was like, ugh. If you gave me a whole bag of wintergreen lifesavers that you get from Sam's Club or Costco's and I ate them, I still had that taste in my mouth. I did everything I could to get home in time to get to the toilet. If you were constipated, let me tell you something, you would have been cleaned out. Rotor rooter, here we come. Okay? I just thought this is coffee. I tried it again. Oh, same thing. Didn't finish it. So the next time I'm in another environment, another establishment, and I said, let me try their coffee. Why not? So the lady goes, I'll make a fresh pot. I said, all right, go ahead. I'll wait. So she makes a fresh pot, put my honey in it, tasted it. I said, dear Jesus, did I hear you right about doing this coffee? Because this stuff is nasty tasting. I'm like, ugh. I was like, oh, man. I should have thrown it away then, but I drank it like a fool. I was like, this can't be. Well, I did everything to get home, okay, because I was driving. And my stomach was going, boy, what are you doing to me? Don't you like me? Hiroshima went off in my stomach, man. Everything I did to get to the toilet again. I'm being graphic, but I'm being true. So now this is making me think, what is causing this to happen? Because if I can't handle the taste of it, and I can't stand coffee. I love specialty coffee, though, I can tell you that. How can I sell it to people? It's just I can't do that because as a customer, I'm a businessman, but I'm a customer too. So as I research, I'm like, could it be the water? Could it be that the machines weren't cleaned out? Because you know what? To get good tasting coffee, your machine needs to be cleaned once a month, once every 2 months. Depends how much traffic you put through the coffee machine, okay? Through vinegar, rinse it out, clean it out. It's a big difference. It really is, okay? And cups that you use, all that is understandable. But these are two different places, okay, that I went to. But the same coffee roaster. I know that, okay? They have quite a bit of business over in that area. And because of the pandemic, I'm going to go into that. It's hard to get people sometimes to work, okay? I'm just sharing what happened, okay? That's all I'm doing. You see, so I wrote to my roaster, explained to him, hey, man, what's going on, blah, 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 blah. This is what happened to me. This is what they wrote back. Very knowledgeable man. I like him. He's very transparent. I am too. He just don't have the New York way in him like I do. He wrote back, everything in the process changes what you drink in this cup. So even if two roasters got beans from the exact same lot, every lot, even from the same trees and from the same farm, will taste different from year to year based on rainfall, fertilizer, date of harvest, the profile they use to roast, and it will dramatically impact the coffee. So, okay, with that being said, some coffee roasters, my roaster gets 6 months to 8 months of coffee beans allotted to him. He pays for them up, ahead of time. Some roasters don't. They can only do 1 month at a time. Could it be that? Maybe. I don't know. There's so much to this. What I believe it is I'm going to get to it in a minute, is the roasting process, okay? Because it's science, it's art and a science. Roasting is both an art and a science. As a guitar player, it's the same thing with guitar playing music. Each player could play a note on a guitar, which is it's a pun, but it ain't a pun, okay? Because coffee has taste that call them notes. It has their own flavor. Jeff Beck, you know when Jeff Beck is playing, because nobody else plays like him. I mean, he's phenomenal guitar player. Stevie Ray Vaughan, another one. Johnny Winter. You knew their sound. Some of you go, who the heck are they? They're real musicians. Jimi Hendrix, okay? Robin Trower, Alvin Lee of 10 Years After, okay? All these guitar players had their own flavor. And you knew who they were by listening to them. You'll know a good taste of coffee by the taste of it. It's a pun, but it's reality. I like to use analogies. So the chemical process that takes place in the roasting is how fast, how slow, how hot you go, all impacts the way the coffee will taste. A 3-degree change in temperature, depending on when it happens in the process, will dramatically impact how sweet or sour the coffee is. Even the filters that you use on rabbit trailing for a purpose, same brand filters, okay? These were the wrong ones for my machine. They're thicker than these. I have to use 2 of these in lieu of 1 of these. Totally different taste in coffee. Even with this one. It even makes it look different. That's a hard one, okay? Even the cup that you use will change the taste of your coffee. All that adds in to the scenario, you know? If it's that or you have one of these or a paper cup, all that adds. Water, all that adds into it. But for me, it was the same cups, basically, the same principle, more or less, okay? So I'm looking at the roaster. So I'm going to go back now. This is what the roaster's saying. There is almost no way to compare roasters based on same bean, as it simply doesn't happen. So even if you buy coffee from Mexico, from 3 roasters, it'll be 3 different farms, 3 different roast profiles, and 3 different types of machines by 3 different roasters, the human beings, with different skill levels, preferences, and all to say absolutely yes, a person, machine, age of coffee, roast level, roast profile, technique will impact the cup. The future complicated. It is the way the coffee is prepared. There's so many variables. Bitter coffee generally means over extracted, not bad coffee, unless it really, really bad and low quality, robusta. So again, it comes down to guitar playing. That's how I look at it. I think in music, the taste, the hearing. Now, I know I was into Jeff Beck until I started playing guitar, and I appreciate what he did. Side note. So he always just said to the roaster, you described being sick. Oh, I was being purged. Man, was I being purged. But if it made you have a stomach ache, I had a stomach ache once from the samples that I bought from them. It was from a light coffee. But it didn't make me go, oh, get out of the way. I need that toilet. Okay? It's very highly acidic coffee. Some people can handle it and some can't. So, as I kept researching this, I found this after I started writing this down. Because, you know, they were basically using the same type of machines, pots and things like that. So, I don't know if it was that. Well, why actually had these urns? I don't know. I just know that it made it where I was illy sick. Okay? Business, okay, the biggest contributing factor of over-extraction is exposing coffee grounds to too much water for too long. This is in the roasting process. Bitterness may be more than likely due to over-extraction, water that's too hot, or coffee makers with too much residue inside. That's why you got to clean your coffee. So, in conclusion, it is the roaster. The coffee maker hasn't been clean in a while. So, I go back to the taste of it. It could also add on to you. If you're buying coffee from somebody, you're getting it and it changes. It could be the lot. It could be also did you change something? Okay, if you change something, take a notice to it. See how it looks and what it looks like. When I started using these filters, and I used one, and it looked like motor oil with water in it. Okay, so I had to use two. When you go buy coffee, ask them, when was the last time you cleaned the machine? Not the coffee pot. When was the last time that machine was cleaned, the residue? Get out that old gunk. Clean it up. Okay? Because it'll make a difference in what you're drinking. After all, you're paying for it. You know, coffee's like wine. You know? For some, they just take a scoop out. The scoop's in here. You know? You take a scoop out, you throw it in the pot, and off you go. Get yourself ready. Coffee's ready when you come out. You might do it the night before. I don't know. Okay. I weigh my coffee. This is 22 grams, which comes out to be, I measured to tape purposes, roughly about 7 teaspoons. So, and I do 12 ounces of coffee, and it's just about right. And I'm not big on big, heavy tasting coffee. Trust me. It is beautiful. All right. So you'll be saying to me, okay, Beans, all this is nice. What's that got to do with me? I buy the grounds. Okay. Cool. So let me ask you something. If you're buying grounds, how fresh are they? When was it roasted? If you're going to the store, if you can find a store, a health food store that has a grinder, you're better off buying beans and have it grounded. At least you know when you're being ground, not roasted, grounded. See here, this one is so-called what is this one again? I always forget the name of it. Gourmet. It tells you expiration date. First of all, FDA don't. This is not required by FDA. This back label is, the front one is. I don't care about expiration date. When was the coffee made? That's what I want to know. Because 2 to 3 months, then you know. Here they're telling me June 15th. I bought this 2 weeks ago. That's 4 months. So 2 to 3 months, 4 months. There's an extra month. I think this was made even before that. Okay, by the taste of it. Now, this one, my Honduras one, 12 ounces. I did my order. They roasted it that day, and I got it within 4 days. Okay, it needed 3 days to degas anyway. Freshly roasted. Oh, it smells so good. Because you might be saying, I don't got time to do beans, man. I don't have that time. Well, there's ways you can get around that. You could buy beans. Didn't you hear me? Yeah, I heard you. But I'm still going to share this with you, okay? So bear with me, okay? Buy the beans. Let's say, okay, May 20. Let's say it's 10. I have to use it in weight. That's what I understand. 10 grams. Whatever 10 grams is in teaspoons, okay? All right, 7 days you drink coffee. 7 times I do. Okay, so I'm gonna grind up 70 grams of coffee. Put it in an airtight container. It can be glass. Glass would be preferable, or something not plastic, and put it in your cupboard. Take it out. Take what you need. Do it by week. Find a store that sells beans. Buy the beans. Grind it. Okay. Better yet, buy from me, freshly roasted. Okay, yes, it sales pitch. I'm in business, okay, and I'm not ready and open yet, but buy from me. I'm real. I'm gonna treat you real. I'm a customer. I want to do the right thing, and maybe that won't work for you. Okay. Well, it can. Here's how I can tell you this is gonna work. I don't want to deal with beans, you're telling me, beans. All right, fine. Let's say you use 12 ounces a week. Go on my site, go on to subscription. There will be a discount for people that do subscriptions. And you say, okay, every Tuesday I want a new lot of coffee. Okay, no problem. Now, unless something really happens that's drastic, like the roaster building blows up or something, you get your coffee. You will every week at that time. Unless the post office messes up, okay? Let's keep things in reality, okay? Around that, you can also pay for prime shipping. Shipping's included in the price of the coffee, okay? Again, that's a sales pitch I'm doing. Again, I'm trying to turn you on to something new, okay? I hated coffee until I started drinking this. This one ain't that bad, but I prefer this and the other one over it. It's 10 on a scale of 1 to 10. This one's a 5. I'm being nice about it, and the other two are 10s. Granted, this one cost me a lot less, but this, I can tell you, is better than anything in the store. I can guarantee you that. And it's better than those 2 Karamas that we're talking about, the fish coffee shops, and the other one. We know who we're talking about, okay? I know it is. I can guarantee that. Because first of all, I looked at their bags on these companies. They don't even follow the FDA rules. How can that be? I have to follow the FDA rules and they don't. I'm just saying. I'm going to do it because I respect my roaster, okay? But shouldn't everybody be following them? Okay, let's get going. I want to keep going. So let's talk about the pyramid deal. Here's the pyramid of the coffees. Excuse me. Okay. Below 40, the bottom of the stuff. What's it called? Triads and off grade. This is your store-bought stuff, okay? That you buy in the shelves in the store. Sam's Club, whatever it is. Yes, you're paying $5 a pound, but it's not all coffee that you're getting. Here's your basic commercial ones, okay? I'm going to read what they all are. And down here in the paper, I'll get into. Here's your fine commercial. This one's 40 to 69. Sorry, the basic commercial is. It gets better as you go up. Okay, fine commercial, which is your, there's another term for it. Hold it. I'm having a brain freeze here. Premium coffee. This is like your hotels, and they're 70 to 79. Then your top shelf specialty coffee. Now, there's nowhere on this chart do you see, and you won't see, gourmet coffee. That is a selling gimmick to get to you, and I'm gonna get to all that in a minute too. Everything is in corporate thing is to entice you to buy from them. I want you to buy from me too, okay? I ain't gonna lie to you, because that's how I make money. But I'm a customer. I want you to be satisfied with my coffee that I'm selling you, or that you're buying from me. Let me rephrase that, because you know what? You'll tell customers either way. All right? I want to do what's right because I am a customer as well as a business owner. Let me go because I'm rabbit trailing. I want to try to keep this down. I never touched coffee before, like I said, until I started specialty. Wow. Now, my brother's been drinking coffee 50 years, so he can relate to both. But specialty coffee is the bomb. So the benefits of grinding your whole coffee beans before drinking a cup of coffee. You get the most flavor from your coffee because as soon as those grinds are grounded, the instant they're grounded, it increases the surface area to be exposed, which means it's like having a piece of bread out and outside. It'll get stale and quicker and more. And you might not know it because if you're drinking it, eating it, you're not going to know. Maybe. Again, this is not to beat you up. When I started this, I freaked out. I was like, huh? Look at all these coffees. But now I'm into it. I love it. I like to keep it real. So, okay. Beans, I like to do what you're saying. Can I keep it in the refrigerator or the freezer for freshness? Well, let's say this to you. Let's see, where am I at? I just lost my train of thought. Sorry about that. Storing whole beans or ground coffee in the refrigerator freezer can prevent oxidation, but here is the thing to that. There is the big thing to that, and I just lost it again. Fresh coffee beans or the grounds will solely absorb moisture if stored in the refrigerator. Concentration can be built up inside the container or bag and create mold. Now, unless you are working for Marcus Welby or Dr. Kildare and you're making penicillin, I don't think mold is a good idea. Or maybe you're coming up with something for a new vaccine. Oh, did I say that? Yeah. Sorry, trying to be humorous about this. Okay? If you have to store coffee for a length of time, make sure it's an airtight container in a dark closet, room temperature. Take out what is needed. If you live in a hot climate, you could store it in the refrigerator, airtight, but consume it within a week. Keep an eye on it. Because if you store it correctly, and if it loses its aroma and flavor, the shelf life has expired. Like I said, when I opened this up, it had a nice smell. Honduras, it was butt-kicking aroma, man. It was prime. I mean, wow. It was like smelling roses compared to whatever. Okay, so on the pyramid scheme, like I showed you, here's the deal. Let's break it down. The coffee store. So starting from the bottom to the top, there's 4 levels. Low-grade coffee. Coffee in the stores. Sam's Club. Places like that. Okay? More than likely, your big mainstream conglomerates. Actually, one of those guys who owns one of them went to school in Seattle, the Briester School, which I want to go to. The problem was they franchised and they lost their purpose of why they're doing it. I don't want to do that. I like the franchise because it's passive money, but that loses the purpose of why am I doing beans and notes coffee. All that is in my YouTube channel. Check it out if you haven't. Thanks. Okay. So in the pyramid scheme, store is contrast to careful production of specialty coffee. That you will find specialty coffee in the supermarkets. You got to realize they'll pay the lawyers. The wording is very, very tricky. Okay? Big corporations will pay the fine because they made money to begin with. They'll take the chance. They will. Is mass-produced coffee with lower quality beans. Pre-ground coffee often sits on store shelf for months, slowly losing flavor and aroma. The grinding process speeds up installing it as well. Without fresh, high-quality beans, careful roasting, brewing, store-bought coffee result is flat, bitter taste. The announced flavors and aromas of berries, chocolate, citrus, caramels, especially coffee, are lost. Amen to that. And it's true, trust me. I'm rabbit trailing again. When I drink Honduras, I taste the citrus in it. I can taste chocolate in it too. I actually tasted chocolate once in this. It's not strong, but it has. Let me tell you something. It's better than bitter. I can tell you that. You see. Now, let's go into commodity coffee. That was number 3. It's simply bought and sold at market at cost. There is no commitment from the buyers to the individual sellers. No incentives or rewards or higher quality beans. Farmers are at the mercy of volatile prices and at the market outside their control and not compensated based on their hard work, expertise, and reliability. Whew. Because commodity coffee doesn't take into account the quality of beans, there is a much lower standard of taste and higher instincts of defective beans. While commodity coffee still makes up a majority of world coffee trade, an increase of focus of quality fair trade practices has been seen significant rise sale of specialty coffee. The roaster's telling me they got a 40% increase in sales, and we're in a recession. But he's also a believer in Jesus Christ, so I believe that has a lot to do with it. Honesty pays, folks. It does. You might be thinking, why is a farmer worth that? Well, minimum wage is $15 now. Let's do the math. Doesn't the farmer need something? He's busting his beans outside in the weather to make stuff on rabbit trailing for a purpose. A coffee plant takes 5 years to grow, to produce coffee. And it only produces 5 pounds of coffee a year. 5 pounds a year. That's 5 of these bags. So how many coffee plants do you think they need to make what you make working at the store for 40 hours? Okay? Again, we want to treat people fairly. Let me go. Premium coffee, 70 to 79. The beans are allowed a certain amount of defects, but have a slightly negative impact on the coffee flavor. Premium coffee usually receive a cupping score of a 70 to 79. Specialty coffee, yes, let's do it, boys. 80 plus rating. Grade 1 green beans coffee has no primary defects. You're paying for what you get. You're getting 100% coffee. You know? You're not getting it diluted with stuff. And the decupping, the coffee is free from faults and tints. Okay? Additionally, moisture content must be between 9 and 13%. Again, it's lower. Are the farmers using techniques, equipment, and processes that are beneficial to the growth and distribution of specialty coffee? The specialty coffee industry places a strong emphasis on using farm practices that do not harm the environment, the coffee plant, and or the farm employees, the farmers. That means we take care of them. I'll stop here again. The roaster I deal with did missionary work in Kenya, so he knows the farmers there. In fact, the farmers will call him, hey, ba. They'll help him out. They'll work with them. You won't get that from your mainstream coffee places. I can almost guarantee you that. Specialty coffee has required a standard, which means it will almost always be superior brew with better taste. Amen to that. And far less likely to get a bad patch. Are farmers being paid fair and above average cost for their green coffee? Specialty coffee roasters and green coffee buyers should seek to pay premium for high quality coffee produced and ethically. That's from Thirst Perk. So there is a difference, okay? So now, all right, I'll buy beans from you, say to me. Oh, you want to buy from the road? Okay, fine. So what's the process of all that? Okay, here's the deal. First day, 0. The beans would be good enough to consume within minutes, but it's a rare. Okay? The first day, it's still kind of good, but the recommendation is to wait. Okay, to wait. Please wait. Patience makes perfect. Or is that practice? Pretty much, day 3, roasted beans will be at peak taste at this point. Day 7, in rare circumstances, coffee beans will begin to lose their taste. A little here, and that could be the way it's roasted. The blend that the beans that you're using is a light roast, whatever, dark roast, medium roast, all that. Is it robust? Is it aromatic? All that plays into stuff. Okay. Day 21, taste of most coffee beans will begin to deteriorate at this point. Day 30, all beans will start to go downhill and not worth the coffee beans at this point. Throw them away. Oh, no, so that's day 180. God damn, 180 should be done your coffee by then. So basically, what they're saying is, again, it takes 3 days to degas, and within 3 months, you should tap it into your coffee. Let's say it this way. When I opened up this coffee, still got a smell to it. That's still better smell. it had a nice, fresh, butt-kicking smell. It's losing it out, and this is airtight, and this has been open for about 2 weeks, I think. Okay? But it's still good. Some people are buying it. It's not even that. But you won't know that unless you try something new. Again, if I know you, text me, email me, call me, I'll give you samples. If you don't, email me. We'll work something out, okay? Because I want to get going with my business, and I want to bless people. I'm going off my New York way. Sorry about that. Okay. So the taste of beans will go down. You'll notice the flavor again. The taste somewhat bitter. Maybe that's what happened with the coffee that I had. It was unpleasant. Man, was it unpleasant. Eating a bag of mothballs would have been better. Specialty coffee is top tier, highest quality coffee. It defines the green beans grade 1 cupping 80 plus. So what's the difference between specialty and gourmet cup coffee? Good question. It's often interchangeable, but there is suitable difference between the two. Specialty coffee refers to a coffee that has been graded and rated by certified professionals according to strict quality standards. Let's pray that big companies don't get involved with this one. They'll ruin it for us. It focuses on unique characteristics for each coffee bean, seeks highlight of the best quality coffee. Gourmet coffee, on the other hand, encompasses the entire experience of enjoying coffee. It includes factors such as preparation methods, presentation, and taste. While specialty coffee is sublet to gourmet coffee, not all gourmet coffees are necessarily considered specialty coffee. Ultimate Machine Guide. Gourmet versus premium. Well, it being the same principle we just said to you. All right, so with all this being said, okay, I know I get a little excited and I get pumped. I'm sorry about that. I'm inviting you, okay, to partake in this, however that may be. Again, you might be saying, well, look it, man, I don't got time for all this. We'll work that out. Okay? We'll work that out. I'm not a corporation. I wanted to be one, but I realized that takes away from the reason why I'm doing this. I'm doing this for two folds. First of all, again, that's in my video, but I had the vision of doing this. I'm going to open a coffee music venue, a place to bring hope to people, and part of the proceeds of what I'm making is going to go towards sex trafficking victims ministries. That is my heart's desire. I don't need to be doing this. I'm doing it because I have a passion to do this. It's challenging at times. I ain't going to lie to you. Okay? But I want to do this. If you told me I'd be into this, doing coffee a year or so ago, I would have told you you're crazy. I journal. I look back at my journal and I can see the hand of God bringing me to here. Usually if it's weird, it's Him. So with that being said, I thank you if you stayed this long with me. I know I get pumped, I get excited. I love coffee now, which I never thought I would, you know. Try it. Just, I can't say anything else because I'll do that saying I might get in trouble. Try to, you know what I'm saying. If your coffee has changed in taste, what did you change? Again, these filters, same brand filter. Okay, I had to get these. Okay, but I got to use 2 of them compared to these because of the thickness. All that adds up to your taste. I don't drink coffee to get awake. Yes, there's one coffee, I forgot what one it was. I drank it and I felt a little jittery. But for the most part, no. I know last Sunday when I came home from going out, I didn't have coffee. I had 24 ounces. That was a mistake. Boy, I doubled up. I won't do that again. You know, you learn from that. I laid in bed going, what was I thinking? I wasn't. So with that being said, I thank you if you stayed this long. Share, like, subscribe. Please please, please comment. I am looking for your input. I need to know what kind of coffee you like, because I need to collect this information so when my Shopify store opens up, I can have what you're looking for. Okay? My goal is to do the best I can to provide you with the best you can have. With that being said, peace out. Have a great day. And see you again at the Coffee Couch Chat. Ciao.